Good day and welcome to the Herbert Dennard Show. Today we have the President of Macon City Council, Miriam.
Hello, Herbert.
You are running for State Senate 26, the seat that was vacated by Robert Brown. Why are you running?
Well, I'm running because I feel a need for the citizens to be represented in a very strong way. I think that it's important that we send representation to Atlanta that represents all the people and does it with professionalism and a level of dignity.
Okay, you've been on City Council. You was elected on a special election the first time,
yes,
and you won. Then you ran the second time. You decided to go at large. You ran against Willetta Hill, the incumbent, and you beat her, and then got on City Council, and they elected you president. That seemed like a real quick rise. I mean, you're selling real estate, and then next thing you know, you're on City Council, beat a very tough opponent, and then the next thing, you're on City Council basically a year or so, and then you run for re-election. You didn't run for re-election. You sought a citywide race, and you won that, beating an incumbent. And then, with all the other 5 members on that large position, they elect you president. How did you rise so fast? What happened?
Well, it was, I think you're saying it was a meteoric.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the term I was searching
right.
for.
Well, I think that my colleagues were able to see that I was the type of person that would build bridges and that would try to build coalitions. And of course, I couldn't ascend by myself. It took the help of my colleagues, and they supported me. And we did what we thought was best.
It appears that you pulled white votes, black votes, Republicans, Democrats, and won the presidency of City Council. Tell us, how has it been the 4 years, almost 4 years, that you've been president of the City Council?
Herbert, it's been great. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot by being there. I've learned a lot from other council members. It's just really been a very enriching educational experience on many levels. I mean, going from the operations of city government to dealing with people and large groups of people, and just really knowing how to get into the mix and build bridges and coalition, and that's really what I'm very proud of that.
How did you manage to get along with so many diverse people on council? We're going to get to the state representative and the state senate, but you have a lot of diverse people, and you chair the meeting. Is that pretty easy?
Not easy, but one of my approaches to life is you just have to let people be who they are. Don't try to change them. Just allow people to be who they are. And that, for me, really has worked. Certainly, you have to cut your losses, and I know where to cut. I know what to expect and what not to expect. But for the most part, I just kind of, we're all adults, and I respect them in their capacity. And usually when you respect people first, they will give it back to you.
Okay. Then you decided to run for state senate. Robert Brown resigned to run for mayor. And that happened last week. What do you expect to do if you elected state senator?
I expect to go to Atlanta and work very hard for the citizens of District 26. And by work hard, I mean represent them in every positive way that I can. I am a fighter. A lot of people don't know my story. They just kind of see, me out and about as city council president and like that. But, I have a history. I have a family, and I've reared my children, and just, come up the ladder, so to speak. It was not was just not an overnight thing. I think that I'm a work in progress, and just starting to really reach my level of potential.
Okay, you tell us something about you. I know your dad. Your dad and I have been good friends for years. We served 15 years, I think, on the Water Authority together. We was together all the time, and we talked a lot. And he's very proud, not just of you, but of all his children. Tell us about you. Married, divorced, single, whatever, children?
Well, yes, I am the daughter of Mary and Javers Lucas. A lot of people, they talk about my dad, you know. Excuse me. But I do, my mom is Mary Lucas, and my parents did a great job. I am one of 7 children, and you know, I myself have 8. I have 4 sons and 4 daughters, all with
8 children?
Yes.
Do you open eyes whenever you tell somebody you have 8 children?
Well, I always think it's common knowledge, but the more I go, I find out that people do not know that. They were all with the first man I was married to, and just had a good time raising them, and it was tough, but you know, we got through it. God helped me.
Okay. And then later on, you sold real estate, or you still sell real estate?
I am licensed to sell real estate in the state of Georgia. I don't know how many realtors are still selling real estate. Because
it's tough now.
It is tough now, but we are. Yes, I am still actively selling real estate.
That is your career?
Yes.
And counsel is kind of part-time?
Counsel is supposed to be part-time, but it does consume a lot of my time. As president, I have a lot of functions that I have to go to. Sometimes when the mayor has places that he cannot attend, I'll fill in for him. So it is, they say it's part-time, but the president's position really is full-time.
Okay. So you decided to run for, the first thing I heard you was going to run for mayor. Nobody said it was officially. They had a rumor going around thinking that you might be a potential candidate for mayor. Mm-hmm. And then I think you settled down on it and decided to run for state senator.
That is correct. I had a lot of people approach me about both races. But when Senator Brown made his announcement that he was going to actively pursue the office of the mayor, we knew that that would create a void and a vacuum in that position at the Dome. And so I made a decision there that the Senate seat would probably be great for me because it is still legislative. And what I do right now is legislative. So it's just kind of like an overlay. Going from legislative to executive or to administrative is quite a big leap.
I noticed that you had a lot of people at the press conference, a diverse group.
Yes.
Why do you think that you were able to win a lot of candidates? Hard to bring a diverse group of Democrats, Republicans, blacks, whites together. How are you able to do that? Well,
I try to make friends and hear everyone's, I try to hear what everyone has to say, is what I want to say. I try to listen. A lot of times it's great to just listen to people, and you learn a lot when you listen. You know, it's time to just don't talk.
Just listen.
Just listen. And I think when you engage other people that way, they do form a level of respect for you, and they know that you're someone that they can have effective dialogue with, not one that will just shut them down and say, well, it's either my way or the highway, but having effective dialogue goes 2 ways, and that's something that I really believe in, and I try to practice that with everyone.
So, you got to put together, do you have any idea right now when the election will be?
We are waiting on the governor to give us a date. He has some pre-selected dates that he can go by. He can call the election on this year's municipal primary, but we just don't know. So we're still waiting to hear from him what. And first of all, Senator Brown has to resign. He has not done that yet.